know them, you love them, PlayStation fanboys had to go.
It's Console Wars D-Day, ladies and gentlemen.
This is a shock to absolutely nobody except for the Xbox fanboys.
I imagine a bunch of PlayStation dudes at parties together being like, yo, trying to foam up. Y'all want to get in the bathtub together? Trying to foam up. The pathetic Peasant Station 5.
I think those clips right there tell you everything you need to know about this guy. And what's even worse than that is that this guy is married and has a child.
And apparently Xbox is evil.
Oh my gosh. Shut up. Everybody. Okay, can we calm down for just 2 seconds? Gee, we're ending this today. How's it going, guys? Jeffrey Jordan, also known as Beefy Jeefy here, and you know, we're talking about Xbox versus PlayStation. We're gonna do a deep dive into this just a little bit, because I'm freaking sick of seeing people talk about this like it's still something that needs to be talked about today. All right, I know that sounds kind of harsh, but before we get into the deep dive of everything, make sure that you comment down below what one's your favorite and why, and we'll go from there. Talk down in the comments below. If you disagree with something, let me know. If you agree with everything, let me know, and you'll be on the right side of history if you do. So let's get into this. All right, so the first thing that I want to do, okay, is qualify myself. I may have been born in 1999, but I was beefy. I was born beefy. That's why I got the name Beefy Jeefy. That's not the only reason. The other reason is because I got a ton of hand-me-downs, okay? And so I got the privilege to grow up with things that were before my time of conception. Is that the word I'm looking for? I don't know. This is the things that I have owned and played, okay? So I have owned the OG Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox One S, and Xbox One Series S. I have also owned a PlayStation 1, a PlayStation 2, a PlayStation 3, a PlayStation 4, a PlayStation 5. I still own PlayStation 5, a PSP, and a PS Vita. Okay? So I've experienced both sides and what both sides have to offer. And I've experienced them simultaneously because I've owned both systems before. At one point or another, I had both an OG Xbox and a PlayStation 1, or a Xbox 360 and a PlayStation 3, and then I got a PlayStation 2, then a PlayStation 4, and so on and so forth. So I've experienced both sides, all right? So that's why I am a little qualified to kind of talk about this, all right? First things first, let's get into the thing that everybody talks about. And it's really the only argument that the console wars have left for anything, really, is their exclusives. So PlayStation exclusives, you have Gran Turismo, Infamous, Uncharted, God of War, Spider-Man, Horizon, Ratchet & Clank, Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us, you know, things like that. Xbox exclusives, you know, Hi-Fi Rush, Flight Sim, Halo, Sunset Overdrive, Forza, God of War, or Gears of War, sorry, not God of War, Gears of War, Grounded, Starfield, Psychonauts, Sea of Thieves. You look at that list, right? And immediately you can see that both sides kind of have their own vibes. The PlayStation leans more into the cinematic side of stuff. The Xbox leans more into actual fun mechanics and games and cinematic stuff. And the thing is that, newsflash alert, people, okay? You can like one without the other. You can like both. You don't have to trash the other one because of it. So that's the first thing. Yes, we have exclusives, but here's the thing. It's a dying breed. Look at what Xbox is doing. No, they're not giving away all of their exclusives, but they have some exclusives going to the Switch and the PlayStation right now. And PlayStation, the past couple of years, have been very nice to let some of their exclusives go onto PC. And I would not be surprised if Helldivers 2 ends up on Xbox. With the way things are going and the community around that game, like, it would not surprise me whatsoever if Helldivers 2 gets onto Xbox. This isn't about Helldivers 2. This is about Xbox and PlayStation. So the first thing off the list is the exclusives, okay? The one thing that is very different in the consoles are the controllers. All right. PlayStation controllers have amazing haptic feedback. All right. You can't get that on Xbox. They're like vibration and it's very gimmicky, their controllers, not gonna lie, but it is cool and it is trying to progress the controller forward. Whatever, that's cool, right? Xbox, though, their controllers are some of the best ergonomic controllers I have ever played on. And 90% of the time, when I'm playing on the computer, it goes to Xbox buttons anyway, so I grab my Xbox controller and I play on an Xbox controller. But I don't mind the PlayStation controller either. So, again, it's just one of those trivial things. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. The only difference is maybe the UI, which we'll get into the UI in a minute, but the controllers and then the exclusives, it's the same concept. The only people feeding this war are the people who are so diehard one way or the other. I'm just stating the fact of the matter is that the only thing that differentiates consoles at this point in time is exclusives, and they're going away. Once you can get an Xbox game on a PlayStation, why would you buy an Xbox? You know, why would you buy a PlayStation if you can get it on computer or Xbox if it ends up that way? It's because maybe you just like the UI. Maybe something's different that way. You like the controllers on this one better than that one. Like, whatever. So let's go into this, all right? There are so many games that are not exclusives. And if you look at the performance of an Xbox Series X or S and you compare it to a PlayStation 5, there is not much difference. It is trivial how much difference there is between the two consoles. All right, and if you can play Hogwarts Legacy, Call of Duty, Fortnite on both of those consoles, then what's the point of buying one or the other? This is where I want both sides, both fanboys, to sit down, to look at each other. I want you to gaze into each other's eyes, stare deep into their soul. All right, we're going to have a heart-to-heart right here. The only true difference between the consoles is preference. You prefer the UI over Xbox or over PlayStation. I'll be honest, I've owned all of the consoles that I think I've owned all of the consoles. I said it at the beginning. And PlayStation's UI, I've always loved more than Xbox because I don't know why, but Xbox's UI does not make sense to me. But there were games like Fusion Frenzy back in the day that I would play all the time, and that was on Xbox, you know, and it wasn't that the UI wasn't so bad that like I hated owning it. Hold on, I have the police are after me. I gotta let them pass by. All right, I think we're good. All of that to say this, okay? Xbox versus PlayStation. Both consoles are good choices. If you're looking to buy a console, look at the games and see which one you like better. At some point, it'll probably all intermingle anyway, and then it won't matter. We can coexist by saying that those games are dope, those games suck, but I'm excited that you can experience that, and hopefully one day it'll cross over to my territory. And if not, then I'll just go buy the other console, or I'll swap for a little bit, or whatever. It doesn't have to be this
I'm an Xbox fanboy and PlayStation fanboys are incels in the peasant station. Or, I'm a PlayStation fanboy and Xbox doesn't have anything and they just rely on PC to let all their games get big or whatever. They don't have any good exclusives. Halo sucks.
You're both wrong. Meet in the middle. I'm glad that we could have this conversation, all right? And the last thing that I'm going to say is that you're in between this, right? Xbox, PlayStation, all this stuff. Just get a PC. PC Master Race, am I right? That was a joke. I'm just kidding. You don't have to, but you could. Sorry, never mind. All right, let me know what console you prefer in the comments below. No trash talk. All right, this is a discussion. Discussion, that is it. No trash talk. All right, like, comment, subscribe. Sorry, no. I'm going to give you one thing to do. Comment down below. That's it. Like, I don't want you to subscribe. I just want you to comment. Just put a comment down below. I don't want you to do anything else. All right? And if you do, I'm going to be mad. Bye.